Are y'all ready? It's time. Woo! It's Mama Sue. Hey, y'all. How are you? I am so excited that we get one more opportunity to get together and celebrate. And you know what? Today it's the 3rd year anniversary of Moments with Mama Sue. I need lots of hearts and emojis and everything that you can send up saying yes. First of all, I'm congratulating myself for making it 3 years. When we started this journey during the pandemic, I wasn't sure if I would make it 3 months. And those of you who have been riding with me the whole time, you remember when I used to cut my head off and disappear from the screen, and all kinds of fun things were happening technologically. But guess what? We made it. We hung in there and we made it. And I am so delighted to see you. I'm glad that you're here. Go ahead and like and share this, because I guarantee you we are in for an amazing conversation, an amazing time together, and it's always fun. It's always uplifting and positive. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching now in real time, and then to everybody who tunes in after a while, when life slows down and you can put your feet up for a minute and grab a root beer and just kick back and listen. I want you to know that I am glad that you tune in with us too, because all of it counts. Got to give a shout out to the WJIL Today listeners and watchers on WJIL.today. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays, you're watching replays of Moments with Mama Sue at www.wjil.today on Gospel Radio, Roku, and Fire Stick TV. And that is so amazing. I appreciate all of you listening and watching, and I get so many wonderful comments from different places around the world, and people say, Mama Sue, you did this, or I saw this or that, and that excites me to no end. I get extra happy about that. And then, of course, I want you all to go ahead and connect with me if you will. You can follow me. You see posted on the screen where I'm going to be in the next short term period of time. And if I am anywhere close to where you are, y'all come out and say, hey, come out and let me look at you. Let me eyeball you. Let's just get close enough to see each other face to face. And if you're not a touchy-feely kind of person, I'm okay with that. We can do a fist bump and or a wave across the hallway, whatever it may be, just to let you know that we have some exciting things going on. Of course, today is our 3-year anniversary with our special guest, Maurette Brown Clark. And then Tomorrow, I will be at the Southeast Senior Center here in Midland, America, with our seniors doing a sing-along and story, and it's always the best time ever. If any of you are in the West Texas area, come join us. We'd love to have you. And then if you're not, guess what? Technology makes it possible for you to join with us. So around 10:30-ish, about 10:30-ish, then just tune in to Mama Sue Roseberry on my Facebook page, and you can see us over there really singing. And for those of you who have never heard me curling and playing the piano, boy, y'all need to tune in so you can check it out. We'd love to have you sing along with us. It's so much fun. And then we want you all to get ready to go ahead and download, if you haven't already, for Mother's Day and beyond, Mama, You Mean Everything. OMG. Every time I hear the song, it blesses me. Every time I listen to it, it reminds me of all of those special ladies in my life that I just want to pay tribute to. So if you've got a mom that you'd love to share something special with, download it, share it. I wrote the song, but Maurice Griffin, a dear friend of mine, interpreted this song, and it is simply beautiful. I want you to have it. So download it and stream it, available on all digital platforms. And then if you want something special for your mama and you just don't know what to get her, because she don't need not one more knick-knack, not one more bottle of cologne, get her a Thoughts from the Heart, daily thoughts and inspirational quotes from yours truly. These are all what I call Mama Sue-isms, specially downloaded to me from our creator. And let me see what it says for today. April 17th is perpetual calendar, so it never runs out. You just flip the pages. Integrity means we will be truthful in all means of communication. And then I wrote, you can write, act, and sing a lie, just like you can tell one. So I want you to be able to get those quotes, and you can have a little bit of Mama Sue with you every single day and enjoy it. And moreover, the other thing that I want you to know is that you can catch up with my children's book, Miss Annie from Way Down South. Go ahead and get that. You can go to my website at www.sueroseberry.com and get Miss Annie, and she will come where you are. It comes with downloadable audio files with me singing that rhythmic story for your children. And then, of course, there's a version for them to sing along too. And, just roll with me. Whatever we've got going on, I want you to be a part of it, because connecting with you is absolutely the best part of my day. Well, listen, we're getting ready to get into something extra special and wonderful, because I have today with me one of the most phenomenal artists in the gospel music industry today. You know her because you've heard her music. You've been bopping to it forever. And I would dare say, I'm going to find out how many of y'all have sung her song in the last 2 weeks. Because it's like that. Everywhere that we go, we hear that song. And I know you heard it. And you've been bopping, and we'll talk all about why it is such a strong part of our world for all of us that go to church. And we'll be hearing all about that in just a minute, right after this. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Miss Annie from way down south. She's loud, she's fun, but you'd better watch out. Put on your seatbelt and take the rollicking ride with the unpredictable Miss Annie as she whips and turns and drives straight into your heart. Own it today at www.sueroseberry.com. Absolutely excited to have you here today for the third anniversary of Moments with Mama Sue. And I am so fortunate. I'm so excited. I couldn't hardly sleep last night, y'all. I was so excited. I stayed up until about 3 o'clock because I just kept thinking in my mind, oh, I want to ask her this. I want to talk about that. And I was up so late, I just went on and baked a pineapple pound cake because I was just too excited. Too excited. But anyway, I am getting ready to bring to the screen the incomparable, the one and only founder of Nettie's Child Music and Management LLC, a booking and management consulting company. She's a recording artist. She's a radio announcer. She's a worship leader. And she's here, y'all. Would you welcome to Moments with Mama Sue, Maurette Brown Clark. Uh-oh, something has happened. I'm not seeing you. Maurette, I brought you. Let's try it one more time. See if something is going on with our technology. I see your name, but I do not see you. Can you hear me? Oh.
There we go.
There she is. There she is. Yay!
Yay!
I thought I was going to have to dig into my bag of technological tricks. Welcome
Look,
to
I
Moments with
thought I was
Mama
going.
Sue.
Thank you. I thought I was going to have to help you, and then that would have been a crying shame.
Oh boy, me and technology, all of Mama Sue's family know that we have had some exploits, but thanks be unto God who always gives us the victory. I'm so glad that you're here today, Maurette. Tell us about how this journey in music got started.
I'm actually going to throw my headphones on because I want to make sure we're doing this. I thought I could just be cute like you and not have them on. But
Oh,
I
I
think
have
this one
the in
is a little.
ear. I
Oh, come
have
on
the
now.
in ear. Come on
Wait a
now.
minute. Let me find out technology.
Come on. The in ear, because at first when I was doing it, they said, oh, you need these things. And I said, I can't wear that over my big afro hair. And then I just thought, well, I'll just get these little things. And they work
Oh my goodness.
sometimes.
That's awesome. I'm supposed to be getting some soon, so you're leading the pack for sure. And of course, my headphones would be all tangled. But hold on. We're gonna I want to see another one of your commercials. I love you. Let me just say that. Thank you for this opportunity to just kind of speak with you and share with your viewers. Thank you so much. I don't take this opportunity light. And happy third anniversary.
Woo! 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 You
Yes,
got
yes,
such a
yes.
wonderful group of people tuned in because guess what? Mama Sue's family is all about Maurette Brown Clark. They love you. And while we're waiting for Maurette to get her headphones untangled, guys, drop in the chat any questions that you may want me to visit. We'll try to get to some of them. And I also want to know, what is your favorite Maurette Brown Clark song? I had a hard time.
Hopefully I sing it.
You
Don't
do.
you sing? Yes. No, that's not me. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's
Oh,
see. Can you hear
is
me?
that better?
It's
Yes.
it's hold on, let me
Now you're frozen.
okay, never
Let it
mind.
go.
Okay, yeah, we're good. We're still gonna
There
make
you
this
are.
work.
Okay, good. Good. Well, let's talk about where the journey started for you
Oof.
in music.
The journey in music started in New York. I grew up in New York, and my father taught us how to sing. My mother told my dad that she wanted to have kids and that he had to teach us how to sing because he could sing. And he held to that word. I was myself, sister, and two brothers, and we definitely had to sing, and in church, out of church, around church, everything. My father thought he was James Cleveland's cousin. So that's kind of how that worked out. We were the kids that got dragged to church. And not only did we get dragged, we had to sing every time we got there. But it turned out to be this. So I'm glad.
Well, when did you really know? You were singing with the group, but when did you really know that you had it?
So probably when I knew I had it outside of my comfort zone. So because you grow up singing in church, you get a reaction from people. Oh, look at little Maurette, or now look at teenager Maurette. She's still singing. And it wasn't until I went away to college, where I didn't know a soul, but I had a good mind to join the gospel choir at my college, and I went to gospel choir rehearsal. Sat in the alto section. I I used to sing soprano, but when I went to college, I was like, I'm gonna sing alto. I'm gonna change it up. So I started singing alto, and somebody must have heard me sitting near me or something, and they were like, "You need to hear her sing." So they took me to the choir director, and I started singing for her, and everybody was like, "Whoa!" So I thought to myself, these people don't know me from a can of paint. Uh oh. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Okay,
can
okay,
hear you.
great. I thought to myself, these people don't know me from a can of paint, but they are feeling something. They're feeling an emotion. They're feeling the anointing that is in me. So then that's when I knew that it wasn't just for my family or friends or people that have seen me grow up. It was for more than just me. And that's when I started thinking about the pursuit of it.
Ah,
Hey,
that
Jennifer, I
is
see you.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. You talked about going away to college
Mhm.
and learning that you had it and could sing. What were your aspirations at that time? Were you even really thinking about pursuing music as a career?
Nope. I was getting a degree in business administration. I was like, I'm going to get a job in some business field. It didn't matter. And I was going to pay my bills, get married, have a kid, go to church, you know, and just do what regular life does. What they say, you go to church, you get an education, you get a job, and you kind of walk out your life. But it was a whole missing, that they don't tell you about. You can do all the things that the world says, follow that path, but then there was still something missing in my heart. And so it wasn't until after I graduated, after I started working, after I'd kind of secured the husband, we were dating, but we were headed, close to the aisle, right? And I had great friendships, great fellowship at the church I joined, but it still was something missing. And so I really had to ask God, well, what is it? What am I missing? What is it I'm supposed to do that I'm not doing yet? And it was singing, and it was, since I saved you, go get somebody else. And that's what I did. So now, if it had been Mama Sue, if it had been through my great cooking, if it had been through writing a book, or if it had been through any other means, I just wanted to know what that was. And I would have done it. If he'd have said, go work on a construction building, I'd have been on a building telling people about Jesus. And that's how that was. But he took the thing that he placed in me as a child to use to give him glory and to bring somebody else into fellowship with him.
Ooh, that is so good. That is so good. And you know what I love is how God has a way of orchestrating our lives
Hmm.
in paths that we just didn't even plan.
Right, right.
Could you have ever imagined that you would be doing what you are doing today at the level and the magnitude that you're doing it?
Well, number one, you're very kind. Two, I guess in some way I imagined something. I don't know what I imagined. I just knew that I wanted to reach as many people as possible. Because just like I said, I had kind of secured my mom. She loves me. You know, I could sing anything and she'd be like, yeah. My dad, my siblings, my friends, my sorority sisters, my church family. You know, I was really blessed to have a great support system, and I still do. And so to envision it outside of that, I just wanted to reach a bunch of people. I wanted to reach people to let them know that the same God that saved me, that found me in my mess, can do the same thing for you. He loves you beyond love. He cares for you, and He can take whatever you've done, wherever you are, whatever you have, whatever you don't have, and He can use it for His glory, and He can use it for His honor. So that's was the whole point of this exercise. And like I said, I didn't imagine where that would take me. I just knew that I had to get somewhere to try to tell as many people about him as possible.
Oh, that is
Mhm.
good. Well, when did you start singing with Richard Smallwood? Because y'all do know, don't let the hair fool you. If you go back and look at some of those, if you go back and look at some of those videos, you will
Yeah.
see Maurette singing with Richard Smallwood. And Vision, she's a member of that group, that ensemble. When did that start?
So that started in 96. I had a lady come up to me actually this past Sunday to tell me that I saw you singing with Richard Smallwood and Vision. I said, that's Maurette Brown Clark. And I was like, uh-huh. And I was like, I don't look anything like that. I said, okay, yay. But 1996, Richard Smallwood had a dream with all the choir members in it. He said he wanted to do a choir project. I know that it was supposed to be a one event record. But what God does, you know, you can't orchestrate it, you can't plan it. We came together for that one record, which was live in Atlanta, and that record had Total Praise. That record had At the Table. That record had Anthem of Praise. And it had a little song called Angels Watching Over Me. And I was
Mm-hmm.
privileged to sing on that song. Um, and really, that was kind of the catalyst to me securing my record deal. Before that, I had written and recorded with other great artists, Elder Timothy Wright, Daniel Winans, the Wilmington Chester Mass Choir. I even did some work with Pastor John P. Key when he was doing his conference that ran around the country, the VIP, right? And so I had so many amazing opportunities, but it was something about that angel song, that Richard song, and people being able to see me in that light with his music really kind of pushed the button for me. And so what I'd already been doing, I just kind of was brought to light to the people that could actually green light a record deal. And that's kind of how that started. But I started singing with Richard in 95, 96. And then my solo project came in 1998. Yep.
Ooh, yes, Lord. And of all, all of those songs and all of those moments are wonderful.
Yeah.
For me, I just love to go through and just do a Maurette day. But
Yeah.
let me tell you, Calvary.
Oh, yay.
And you didn't even finish the tag. You went on back and got up in the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
alto section. It was the beginning of that. It's so poignant and it just grips you and almost just rings you out when you say, Cal. Oh.
Yeah. So I'm grateful, you know, that's a remake as well. He recorded it originally with the Richard Smallwood singers. And who's the first person? Oh, Jackie. Oh Lord, what's her last name? It'll come to me. But I had to fill her shoes. So actually when I listened to it, I'm like, oh girl, you didn't do that thing. But I'm glad that people hear past my opinion of it and they can hear my heart. Yeah, Calvary. Surely Jesus died on Calvary. I never forget what the Lord has done for me. People ask me all the time, how do you stay humble? How do you stay this or whatever? It's so simple. I am a mess, but that God, that Jesus, that Savior, He shed His blood for me. and he would do it again and again and again. And actually, he does it again because I'm still wrong on some days. He shed that blood and he shows me mercy every day. And so I'm grateful for that. So it's easy to sing Calvary because my mind goes back to what he did for me, the nails in his hands and the nails in his feet, the thorns in his side, how he went, traveled down the road carrying his cross. Ah, beat, beat, beat. Not just carrying the cross like, oh, let me just carry this. Oh, no. Beat every step of the way. Oh, for me?
For me.
Sir. Hmm.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Listen, if you're just tuning in, you are on Moments with Mama Sue, and my special guest is the incomparable Maurette Brown Clark. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's an artist, a radio announcer, a worship leader, a mom, a wife, just so many things. She wears so many hats and does so many things, and she does them all so well. But we are excited about having her here with us today, and we're going to talk about some of those wonderful songs. I'm seeing y'all put y'all's favorites in the chat. Go ahead and do that. We're going to talk about that right after this. Advertise with us and let Mama Sue's family know what you've got going on. Email us at msroscbe2 at gmail.com. Oh, yeah. Now, listen, if you don't know already, we're having a celebration, and I am having a moment right here. It's a whole moment because I am getting to talk to Maurette Brown Clark. Now, I have already experienced a whole mindset of being with Maurette today because I've been listening since early this morning to all of my favorites. Oh, I could just go down the list. And of course, one of my favorites is probably something y'all sung at y'all's church in the last 2 weeks. But here recently, she released a new official video of that song. I just want to praise you. And we're going to try to bring that up for you right now. I'm going to try to bring it up for you right now. If I can, well, that didn't work out like I thought. So let me go back to the drawing board and try something else. And I'll go with that in a minute. But Maurette, you just released a new official video for I Just Want to Praise You. Tell us how that song came about.
So, recorded it probably back in those 90s that I was referring to with the choir in Nashville, Tennessee. A friend of mine, Paul Wright, is producer. He actually asked me to come sing that song. And I was like, okay, everybody knows it. I'll come sing it. And I was like, well, what do you want me to do? And he was like, just do you. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but okay. And so I went and I sang, I just ad libbed from my heart. And that is a song that literally was on that project. But then at the time I was recording my second solo project. And so I asked him if I could just kind of lift it and put it on my project as well. He let me do that. And it has really become the soundtrack of my life and the soundtrack of many people's lives. And I'm just grateful that people gravitated to that version that is now about 22 years old, 23 years old. So um, I sing it everywhere I go. I minister it everywhere I go. It's different everywhere I go. I don't even know if I remember the original ad libs. And as I was preparing for some new music, I wanted to just kind of re-record some things because I didn't want the pressure, Mama Sue, of just recording all brand new songs that just new to me. And I'm trying to sing them to you, right? I wanted to get some familiars that I could just sing with ease, sing with joy, and just sing these songs that I've still been singing all these years. And so that's what happened with I Just Want to Praise You. We went in the studio, recorded it, brought in some video cameras, and that's the version that you see on YouTube. And that's the version that's available now for download and streaming wherever you get your music. It's Maurette Brown Clark. It's I Just Want to Praise You. And it's available now. And it bops. I'm just going to tell you what the saints are saying. It's a bop.
Ooh, and for those of you, now y'all, my technology wouldn't let me, but it's got a whole something going on at the end that make you say,
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
What is that? Where
There's a
did the
line that says,
inspiration for that tag come from?
so the tag, it's something we would do live with my band and singers. It just says, I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind. Like the premise is no matter what I'm going through, no matter what's going on in my life, I still owe you a praise. So no matter what situation where I am, I don't mind taking out a step out of my pity party and
Mm-hmm.
praising you. I don't mind taking a break from crying or even while I'm crying to give you praise. I don't mind taking the focus off of me and putting it on you and giving you praise because you're the author and the finisher of my faith anyway. So that kind of came out of something we already do. And then Anthony Brown, my love,
Yes.
he tweaked it for me. And Kenneth Shelton, my other love, my producer, produced it. They added horns, bells, whistles, and everybody came together. And I love it. As an artist, Mama Sue, you want to love what you do. And sometimes you're like, oh, I could have did it better. Or I don't know, I could have sang it like this. Or I really could sing it now if I had it. But no, that new version of the old version and the new version make my heart sing. So
Ooh, they make
yeah,
our hearts sing. We
thank
just
you.
sang that week before last in church because, and people
Did
are
you lead it?
all,
That's the question.
no, I was trying to curl on the piano, but I was just really playing and singing. It was great. Listen,
Nice.
the the song is good, but there is something, woman, you can ad lib like nobody I ever heard. You've been to Sunday school.
Yeah.
Come on. I
So
mean,
yeah, the key to my ad libs is I really say what comes in my mind. So a lot of times people are singing and they're singing what they heard somebody else say or somebody else sing. And there may be some touches of that because we're mortals living life down here hoping to live in immortality. So if I say I love the Lord, you saying that too, Mama Sue, right? Millions of people are saying that, but as a way that God has kind of given me to not just say I love you, Lord. I mean, I really love you. You're just so wonderful. You're excellent. You're great. I can't believe you love me like you love me. Those are my ad libs. Like when I start talking and thinking about who God is, what He's done, and what He means in my life, those are literally my ad libs. So like I don't mind came from that. So a don't get tired yet because God doesn't get tired of you. That literally is what I'm thinking. I'm like, y'all gonna sit there and not praise? Oh no, come on, we're gonna do this. You be on Nintendo, you be online watching Netflix and chill and watching 10 episodes or something and not get tired drinking your coffee. No, we're gonna praise because God deserves this. And so that's where the ad libs come from. I can't take any credit. It's all God. He literally downloads and tells me what to sing in the moment, and that's what I do.
ooh, well, you do a wonderful job of it because not only on that song, but any other song. And I'm going to go here and pull up some of the favorites that everybody has been tossing out that
Oh
they
yeah.
love so much. Of course, let's see what Linda said. She said, "It ain't over."
Yeah,
Woo, that's one of my favorites too. Well,
absolutely.
all of
Anthony
them, but
Brown. Yeah. Anthony Brown wrote that for me. We were in the car going to a Wilmington Chester Mass Choir rehearsal, and I was getting ready for my record. Had all the songs I wanted to record. I was like, "This is it. This is what we're recording." It was for my third CD, the Dream CD, and he sang that. He said, "I got another song I want you to hear," and I said, "Okay." And he literally sang it to me in the truck while we were driving to Delaware. And by the time he just said the first line of the chorus, it ain't over until God says, I said, oh, we got to go back home and teach it because I'm recording it. And that's how that came about.
That is an amazing song. That one, and let me go on to see what else somebody said, because you know I had to pull my glasses out so
Yeah,
I can really see, because you can't see with your glasses. Okay, and then Linda also said, I just want to praise you.
absolutely.
Angie wrote, Breaking of Day.
Angie's a day one. That's the single off the first record. Okay, Angie.
Yes, yes,
Nice.
absolutely. Let's see what some of the others were. Okay. It said, oh, Angie had a comment said it may be 22 years old, but baby, it's
Baby.
still so fresh, so
Thank you,
fresh,
Angie.
and on time. Let's talk about your wedding song,
Mama
the
Sue.
one, the one.
So do you want the real story or you want
I want
the
the
glossed
real
over
story.
story?
We got to share the real thing with Mama Sue's
Okay,
family.
go.
Come on with it.
So interestingly enough, right, the same person, the same producer that called me for the original I Just Want to Praise You called me for the wedding song. Like, he's amazing. He said, I'm doing a wedding compilation of songs that people can use for their weddings. Like, there's not a Christian wedding album. And so I was like, okay. I was like, well, what do you want me to sing? He had this song, um, the one he kept for me. I literally sang it off a piece of paper. I had never heard it before. It's never been recorded before. And I didn't know that I loved it because I was like, this is not really me. I didn't have to wait for my husband. We met in college. We married kind of shortly after. And so I hadn't really experienced that wait. And so I was like, all right, I'll just sing it. And when I tell you that I'm thankful to God, that is one of my top stream songs. I know that wedding directors to this day recommend that song to their brides, to their grooms. People propose off of it. Right. Oh, Angie said I sang that wedding song. Yeah. You taking my gigs, Angie. Um, people are singing it at weddings. They're having it played at their wedding. And I'm like, what? So God could even move you out the way and be like, I don't care what you think of it. This is the plan that I have for you. Just be obedient, say yes, and do it and watch it bless you. And it really has enlarged my territory and enlarged my ministry, even to people who would never go to church, even. They hear that song and it resonates with them. The one God kept for me until it was time. And yeah, that's a blessing to have recorded it.
And then somebody says, Sovereign God.
Jennifer, yeah, that's my buddy.
Yes.
Sovereign God. Absolutely.
Yes, and of course, we can't forget, I hear the sound of victory.
Yay.
Yes, yes, yes. And then this is another one that is my favorite, and I taught it to my children. I
I
am
am
what God
what God
says.
says I
Tell
am.
us about the origin of that song.
A friend of mine, minister of music, we were working together at church. His passion is for working with children. He's an educator. He's been an educator for many, many years and a songwriter, gifted songwriter. And he wrote that song. I heard him sing it with some kids he was teaching. And I was like, that is so simplistically wonderful. And I said, I'm going to record it. So what happened was, getting ready to record it, I was going to sing the line and then have my 4-year old repeat it. So if I said, I am, she could say, I am what God says I am. What God says I am. I figured that was a safe bet because she was 4. She could just repeat what I did. It wouldn't be too bad, right? By the time we got ready to record it, the 4-year-old says to me, I got it, took over the song. And I was like, well, fine. Let me give you these background singers, and I'm just going to go over here and look at you sing. She sang it, changed keys. Did you hear the modulations? Did you hear
Yes,
them?
yes.
Didn't have to work on them, didn't have to teach it. She literally just heard them. and went up. Like, no, didn't need that prep, those 2 or 3 note prep Mama Sue we give to people to kind of get them. Mm-mm. Landed right on the keys. I said, oh, Lord have mercy. Well, that 4-year-old won a Stella Award for Best Children's Performance when she was 9. And that 4-year-old, that 9-year-old, is now just about 23 years old. And she's touring the country, dancing in Broadway musicals. And so I'm just dancing and singing actually at this point. So I'm really, really proud of her. And it is true. God said that we can be all that He says we could be. And I'm just grateful that He used that song. And again, another song that way past me, that children's choirs, I see videos online. I go to churches and they sing it. I went to a church in Mobile, Alabama. Actually, the Mixon family is on. Hey, Judge. There were these young ladies there that sang that song years ago when I went to do a concert. And I went just the end of last year to do a concert again. And they were there again as young ladies now in college pursuing their degrees. And they sang that song for me, um, just as a tribute to what it meant to them as little kids. Mama Sue.
Oh, did
Still,
it mess you up?
it messed me up. There's a lot of stuff messing me up. Being on here with you, celebrating with you, hearing your genuine, and I'm like not doing the ugly cry tonight, hearing your genuine love and care and admiration for my ministry, and knowing the gifts that are in you, that you're willing to share your platform, share your love with another girl that's just trying to tell people about Jesus. It really speaks volumes to who you are. And I'm just really, really honored to meet a like minded woman who just loves Jesus and loves his people and wants to see everybody win. So I really am grateful for this opportunity. And we had to live long enough to get here, to see each other, and to have this moment. That's Calvary, sparing our
Yeah.
lives for this moment.
And knowing how the Lord orchestrates things, because I had seen you from afar, at the
How did you see
National
me? I'm so short.
Kojic, at the Kojic convocations and
Yeah.
different places. I've been in rooms where you've presented at GMWA and different places, but just never close enough
Wow.
to make the association. And the closest I got was 2 years ago, pre pandemic, when we were in DC, and we had an opportunity to have you to MC you and uh, uh,
I'm trying to remember.
for Richard Smallwood.
Oh, yes.
We were doing a tribute to him. The
Yes.
GMWA was
Yes.
recognizing him for a
Yes.
Legacy Lifetime Achievement Award. And that
Yes.
was the closest I had ever been. And I
Oh,
got my selfie. And then I'm this kind of person. If I get a picture, I'm probably not going to post it on social media because it's just precious to me.
that's me.
And so I have it, and I'm just so, I'm just so enamored of everything that the Lord has done and how He brought these things into focus.
Yes.
But listen, the better part of all of this is knowing that you are ministering from a place of authenticity, that you really do know this God that you sing about. And that to me is a big deal. That's a really big deal.
I really know him. I really love him. And sometimes you're kind of walking this thing out and you're like, God, do you see me? God, do you hear me? Are you attuned to it? Sometimes that doubt will creep in. And just even these last years, you mentioned the pandemic, these last years with the pandemic, and even before that, I've literally watched God answer, be there, remind me that He has never left me. He's never forsaken me. He's always been with me, even as a child to this day. And so I am just grateful for my walk. I'm grateful that I can share my heart with people. I'm grateful that I can share my life. I can share my love, and that can provide some encouragement to somebody, anybody, young, old, black, white, whatever ethnicity, wherever you find yourself, rich, poor, middle income, like Jesus is for everybody. And I know that for myself. And I just want to remind people that he can meet you at the point of your need. And that's all I want to do. If you're having a bad day, he's there. If you're having a good day, he's there. If you're having an awesome day, like today, you're online talking to Mama Sue, he's there. He's in the midst even now. And so to be able to communicate that through music that literally has stood the test of time and that will continue to stand the test of time, because that's how good God is. He doesn't just do uh, something for a season, he does it for eternity. I'm just really grateful for that.
Wow. Listen, y'all, and it ain't over until I say it's over
Yeah,
today, me
yeah.
and the Lord. But we're going to talk to Maurette about her staying power, and we're also going to hear about this awesome new music that she has coming up right after this. So let me take the time to let you know how much I appreciate you. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night, and every prayer you pray. I can't forget all you've done. It's etched forever in my heart. There's so much that I could say. Yes, indeed. This is the thrill of a lifetime. Now, I have a little quiz, something going on. So, for everybody that's watching, if you know this is trivia, you've been riding with me long enough to know who was the guest for my second anniversary show. The first one to put that in the comments section. When I go back through and check, I will send you a little something as a prize winning for today. But for today, I am talking with Maurette Brown Clark, and she's simply amazing, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And again, happy anniversary. This is amazing.
Yes. Well, now let's talk about staying power, because you know how fickle fackle the music industry can be.
Mhm.
How have you managed to continue and to stay relevant and so fly? Even so fly, so much swag, even
Oh,
through today. Because when we look at you, you know that everything is going on. You know we can't drag you down to 1990. You are so current, so
yay!
relevant. Come on with it.
So, so it has to all be God. I'm going to show you something. Hold on, get this off my wall. So I've been recording since 1998, right? And this is 2023. That is 25 years. I've only had 4 albums in 25 years. 4. If you take that 4 and divide it into 25, you might get an album every, what is that, 6 years? 6 years and some months. For an artist, that's like uh, death. Because if people don't hear from you, they don't see you, they're like, okay, they're checking for the next thing. But God, my mother says this all the time, he puts you in the hearts of people, in the hearts of man. And people, God has used people to keep me relevant. God has used people to continue to sing my songs like they came out yesterday. God has used people to tell their friends and their family members about me, about my music and what my music has done for them. And so it has just literally been that those moments, those people sharing about me that has kept me relevant. The kids hear my music and they're like, that's good. They can relate to it. Older people hear my music and they're like, that's good. I can relate to that. People say tell me now, the kids coming to me, then I really feel old. Oh, my mom used to play your song all the time. And now they're like 30 with kids. I'm like, but it's people that have literally kept me in the hearts of other people, and it's given me longevity. 4 records in 25 years, you might as well just go on about your business. But God. And so now I'm working finally on the 5th project. And I'm just like, wow. People are, like you said, people are excited. People are checking for me. I have a friend that says, just round up your congregation. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm rounding up the Maurette Brown Clark Church of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I'm
Child, here
saying,
we
listen,
come.
yeah,
Here we
right.
come. And
Mama
I'm gonna
Sue
be
on
on the
keys.
mother's
There
board.
you
I'm gonna be on the mother's board. Put me on the corner so I can tell the folk which way to go and sit down and pay attention, cause it's going on over here.
Yeah, it's a
Listen,
blessing.
it is amazing. But the thing about that is, as long as you have been out there and the things that have gone on, because you know, we all have seen the smut that happens in the industry and all of those things, but you have managed to stay relevant, to stay active in ministry, and to stay scandal free.
Oh, it's listen, I could want me to rattle off some scandals for it's God.
Scandal
God
free.
has God covers me. God keeps you, and I feel like if you have a your heart stays turned towards Him, He does that for you. I think that I'm no better than anybody else, but God has kept me. I think that what I prayed for when I first started was longevity, and He's done that. I prayed for music that reached people at the point of their need. And it's not so much my singing. My other prayer was move me out of the way. And so it's the songs, it's the lyrics. And people feel like when they hear me sing, I'm singing for them. Like I'm literally singing what they would say, what they would pray, what they would praise. And so that never goes away. We could call up that song. We could call up a Donnie. We fall down, but we get up. I could call that tomorrow. I could call never would have made it tomorrow. I could call Lord, I will lift my hands, right? To you. What the words are? You are the source of my strength. Sorry, Richard. You are the strength of my life. I lift my hands in total praise to you. That stuff sticks. And so I've been the benefactor of having it ain't over stick. I just want to praise you stick. You are the sovereign God stick. I can feel the breaking of day sticks. I've got uh, uh, I hear the sound of victory that works in 1998, 2023, 2065. It works. And so again, that's what the Lord has done for me. I know Mama Sue beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I tell people everywhere I go that this is what He created me to do. And I promised Him that if He hung in there with me, that I would hang in there with Him. No. Has it been easy? No. Have I wanted to quit? Absolutely. I probably quit every day. But it's something about knowing your purpose that keeps me saying, all right, I don't know how this gonna end up. I don't know how we're gonna ride. I'm dragging today, but as long as you pull me, I'm gonna keep saying yes. I'm gonna keep going, and that's in anything. Encourage your viewers, your leaders, the people that you know that are watching this now. Whatever He's called you to do, He's going to make it come to pass. He's going to equip you. And it's not doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt or it's not having lousy moments. They're lousy moments because that's what life deals you. But your purpose with God, hang in there with them. Like, don't let go. And I'm talking to myself and whoever will listen. I'm not letting go because I found joy in that purpose. I found peace in that purpose. I found the call of my life in that purpose. I found how to raise my family, how to have a happy marriage, how to reach the masses in that purpose. And so whatever he's purposed you to do, whatever the will of the Lord is for you. Now, yeah, you can go off and do segue some other stuff. Like I got a devotional book I'm working on. I have my company that I work with other artists and I consult and do different things with other artists. But at the meat of that is my music ministry. And that's what I inspire and that's what I continue to do.
Oh, yes. And Winton says amen. And I echo
Amen.
that a million times. And you know, you have such a unique sound. There is nobody who sounds like you. You
Oh,
sing the
yeah.
devil out of that middle. I mean, and then if you by chance choose to give us a higher note, we are all like, what?
What?
What had
Me
happened
too.
to you? What? Listen, it's amazing because you've got some new music out now. And speaking of a global sound, because it's not just like what you would hear in uh, your run of the mill sound. It's something different about it. It's got a little calypso something and a
Yeah.
little, but it's kind of timeless. And when I listen to it, as I have been on repeat
Thank you.
since I got it when it came out,
Thank you.
it makes me feel like letting my hair down, going and buying me a Corvette, and letting the top down and just whipping through the city. You've got that new music. I got to put it on the screen for everybody because they need to see what it is. It's all about. I see
See, good.
good.
Oh, I love that graphic. Send that to me.
Okay, I just popped up there some of the lyrics because that's what
Yeah.
spoke to me. Every time I look your way, I
I
see
see
good.
good. Yeah.
And then the part of it that really saturates my spirit says, even when things do not line up
My Lord.
the way they should, even when things aren't going the way that you thought they would, the thing you got to remember, you just got to know that God's still working.
Yes, Lord.
And it won't be over
Until
until
it's
it's
good.
good.
Yes,
It won't be
Lord.
over until it's good. Maurette, tell us about I See Good.
So again, listen, you go back to that well that has blessed you. So that same young man that wrote, "It ain't over until God says it's over," that same young man that wrote Sovereign God, that same young man that wrote I Hear the Sound of Victory, Anthony Brown, wrote My Heart Yet Again. I see good. He knows that he prays for people, even beyond seeing myself succeed. Oof. Um, I want everybody to win. I want everybody to get where they're supposed to be. I want everybody to have the joy of the Lord. I want everybody to be able to have a right relationship with God and to trust him every step of the way. So when I look at people, I don't look at them where they are. I look at them of the way God sees them. There's a story that I can tell. When I was a little girl, I was going to a church and we got a new musician, and it was no secret that he had had some issues with substance abuse, and but he could play. He came to church and he sat on the organ. And I literally, even as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, just walk right up to him and I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Maurette. What's your name? And everybody was like, oh, well, why is she talking to him? It's like she knows him. I didn't know him, but I just saw good. No matter what it was, I just saw good. And so years later, to have my son, write that, the sentiments of my heart. I want to remind people all the time that God sees you. He sees you healed. He sees you delivered. He sees you saved. He sees you set free. He sees you glowing. He sees you whole, not the parts. He sees the finish. He does. And the finish not when you die. The finish is you. There's some finish here on earth for sure. He sees that business successful. He sees you in a relationship that's growing you and not a relationship that's beating you down. He sees you with that degree and then another degree, all of that stuff. He sees your ministry expanding. He sees it. And so I'm just trying to be his biggest cheerleader to say, listen, he sees you. And guess what? He sent me here to tell you that I see good in you. In case you don't believe him, a man you've never seen, you might believe me because I'm standing in front of you. You hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. That God sees good in you, and I see good in you too.
Oh, wow. Guys, y'all got to get it. As soon as we close this broadcast,
Thank you.
and for those of you that are technology savvy and can do two things at once, you can multi-tech, then you can get on one device and go ahead and download, stream, get it. I'm going to put it back up there again because I
Thank
want to
you.
make sure that you know what it is. It's I See Good. It's brand new from Maurette, and she has a track record of good stuff, y'all. It
Thank
ain't
you.
nothing bootleg. So go on and get it. I See Good. The lyrics, I just put those up there because they really speak to me. And of course, the ad lib that she puts in there, nothing broken. I see you in the future.
Yeah.
I said, come
Woo.
on. Oh, Bishop
Come
Blake,
on,
come
Mama
on. I
Sue.
see you in the future. Nothing broken.
Ah, nothing lacking. You're
Oh,
whole. You're
nothing lacking.
complete.
You're
My
whole.
God.
Oh,
Nothing
it's
missing. Nothing.
mm, mm,
God's
mm,
got it.
mm.
God's
It's
got it.
wonderful. And while I'm there, I might as well segue to tell you how to follow Maurette. Of course, her website is there, maurettebrown.clark.com. It's a beautiful website. You can go there and find out all about her, see some of her new music. Her YouTube is there for just want to praise you, the new and improved. I just want to praise you. And then of course all that you want to know about how to book her, how to have her come where you are, about her artist management company, everything. And then I want you to be sure to follow her on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, iCloud, LinkedIn. She's everywhere, everywhere you want to be. So, however you consume your information, please follow her because she's somebody to follow. We don't know what God is going to do next, and we're just wanting to be a part of it. So, I want you to do more than just follow. Now, I'm inviting you to please, ma'am, and please, sir, family, I need y'all to download her new music and then tell a friend. Use your influence and to tell a friend and let them tell a friend and so on until we just make it pop and be number one all over the country, all over the world, because that's a positive message that we need the world to shout out and resound, that we see good in one another. Aren't y'all tired of folk picking out the tacky stuff about one another? I am. So let's see good. Maurette, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
with us today. Oh, I got one more question. Can
Okay.
I indulge and get one more question?
Absolutely. It's your anniversary. It's your anniversary. Okay. Flips hair.
Flipping up here.
Go ahead, girl.
Yeah, Nettie's child. Where did that name come from? I know it has to do with a tribute to somebody special in your life. It has to be.
Wow. So the tribute is to my mom. That's my mom's name, Nettie. And I'm her child. It started, I was looking for a name for my publishing company. And when you go to do your publishing, you got to find a name nobody's using. So I was like, I know nobody's using this name. And it was Nettie's Child. And went from publishing to management to music to consulting. And I joke with her now. She's 86 years old. And I say, Mom, this is a real thing. It's a real company. I owe Uncle Sam in your name. This is real. And so I'm just blessed that she's here. She actually um, gave me my first seed money to start music. I called her when I knew that the Lord had called me to music ministry. And I said, Mommy, they say I got to make a demo tape, right? 90s. And she gave me the money. She didn't ask me any questions. How much you need? I told her how much. and she sent it to me, cashed in some of them good bonds or whatever she did, and she sowed the seed. And I am living because my father sowed the seed of music, that ministry, and then my mother used her resources to make sure I had piano lessons, to make sure I had seed money, that I got to college to join that gospel choir and hear from God. Um, it's just I owe her everything. I owe her I owe God everything, but I owe my parents everything after that. Yeah.
Oh, that is so beautiful. When I saw the name some time ago, I thought that has to be a tribute to somebody remarkable. I have a publishing company for my
Mhm.
stuff, and I call it Ada New. And
Oh,
it's Adaknew. That was my grandmother's name. And I
oh,
say Ada knew when I didn't know.
yes,
She knew
Lord.
that there was something on the inside of me. So that was wonderful. Hello to Derek from the Bahamas.
Hey, Derek.
And to, he says, we love Maurette.
I
We
love.
love Maurette. Awesome. And of course, Jennifer Mixon and people from Mobile, Alabama, wherever you are and wherever you're watching from, I
Thank
want
you.
to invite you to hang with us and roll with us on Moments with Mama Sue. It's on the first and third Tuesday of every month. I'm going to say my final shout out after Maurette says her final shout out. But I want to thank you all for being here and celebrating my anniversary with me. For those of you who are trying to figure out who that guest was for the second year anniversary, it was Quadria Salters.
Oh, nice.
Quad Salters was my guest for year two. Somebody put in the comments Lamar Campbell, and he was here, but that was for Christmas. That was for Christmas. But thank you all so much for being here. Maurette, hang with me after we close so I can make sure I got to wrap a full tape. And I'll let you have final words to the viewers today before I give my closing remark.
So I just wanted to say thank you, Mama Sue, for having me. Um, I don't take it lightly again that you opened up your platform to me. I'm just so blessed to have this opportunity to speak my heart. Thank you for hearing my heart. And I hope that something that we discussed today is a blessing to somebody. I want to always remind anyone under the sound of my voice that you don't have a dream too big for God. You don't have a desire that's too big for God. And I'm standing here, sitting here as a living witness that God can do exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ever ask or think. And I just want to remind you of that. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Definitely tell somebody about Mama Sue. She's over here doing a great work, not just here, but in her life. And I'm just really honored to be here. Make sure you pick up my brand new single, I See God, I See Good. Excuse me. Maybe that's supposed to be another song. I See Good. And then make sure you look for new music later on this year. It'll be a full project, and you can hopefully have more music that speaks to your soul.
Ah, that's awesome and amazing. Well, we've come to the end of another amazing show, and my heart is so full.
Me too.
My heart is so full. And I might cry, but I'm going to have to cry while I'm watching the NBA game because y'all know I be out here in these NBA streets, and my Golden State Warriors are going to need me like never before because Sacramento is coming for them. So I am going to be watching that later. But listen, thank you all for watching with me. If you are enjoying what you see, I would love for you to let me know. Be sure to drop me a line and tell me, and please subscribe to me on YouTube or Moments with my Facebook page or Instagram. Follow me and help me to convey this message. You can support what I'm doing by Cash App at $Sue Roseberry, and I take what you give me and it helps me to do more and it helps me to do better. If Cash App is not your thing and you don't get a warm fuzzy, well, maybe Venmo is it. So you can do Venmo at Sue-Roseberry-1. Or if none of those work for you, I still do snail mail, and you can mail it to P.O. Box 51422, Midland, Texas 79710. And above all, please pray for me that God will be forever glorified and that we'll all go up together. Join me on the next Moments with Mama Sue, and my special guest will be Krista Escamilla, a local journalist and podcaster and lots of things. And we're going to hear from Krista about her business, and I'll see you real soon. Thank you for being here for my anniversary. I love you. Woo. Now that's what I call a great show. Woo. We out of here. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Oh, now we can do it a little better than that. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Oh, well, all right, come on with it. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Yeah. Oh. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Oh, wait. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Never know what to expect. Hey. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Yeah. Moments with Mama Sue. Can't you? Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Oh. Well, now we might be done a little bit too much. Moments. Sing it.